Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 838. Welcome to the weekend. It's a bunch of bullshit going on outside. We're getting hammered with snow. It was so nice yesterday. Took Biscuit for a walk. We played in the backyard. It was in the mid to upper 40s. Heard it was supposed to snow. So I looked at the forecast and we had a winter weather advisory. And so we were sitting down to our fast food meal last night, which I'll talk about. And the winter weather advisory said we would see 1 to 4 inches of snow. And so I jinxed it by telling my wife. My wife took, so we're supposed to have photos. Well, we are having photos done. I don't know if we'll have outdoor photos done on Monday, but photographer's coming to take photos of the house so it can go on the market this week. So my wife took some backyard photos and she's like, I don't know if we're supposed to get all this snow. So I looked, I'm like, 1 to 4 inches. It's been really warm, so it's going to melt and it's going to be warm. So we'll probably just get an inch and it's just going to melt. We're not going to get any. Boy, was I wrong. I wake up this morning and I'm a zombie in the morning and I'm scrolling Facebook. And I see all these reports of blizzard-like conditions and blizzard conditions. And I'm like, well, that's probably up north where it's cold. No, it's like the Wisconsin-Illinois border, which is south of where I am. Jesus, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, I'm just not going to look out the windows today. I'm not going to look out the window today. Well, I can't avoid there's windows everywhere. As soon as I walked in to the other room, and I see one of my neighbors snowblow, I'm like, Jesus, there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground. So we have a lot of snow. I will definitely have to be breaking out the snowblower today. It sucks. So hopefully it's going to warm up. I think it's going to warm up tomorrow. Maybe even today. We'll see. So it's going to be a heavy snow because it's like right at freezing. It's 29 degrees. Let's see. We're going to have it's going to be 41. So we'll even start seeing it melting even today. 40, 42, 45. So let's see what the update says. So last night it was 1 to 4 inches. Now we are expected to have 5 to 9 inches. So we're already, it's still snowing, and we are already in between the 5 and 9, just based on what I saw my neighbor snow blowing through a little bit ago. So that sucks. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. So last night, I had we had a mirror delivered for the new house, and it's for my bathroom in the basement. And so it was being delivered yesterday, and it's like I didn't know this existed, but it's like a heated mirror, so it doesn't fog up. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm like, my wife was excited about this mirror. And I'm like, it's a freaking mirror. I don't care. It's a bathroom mirror. I don't care. And then she told me about it's heated. And it doesn't fall. I'm like, ooh, that's pretty cool. Okay. So it's supposed to be delivered. It was delivered yesterday. So we had the HVAC was at the house yesterday. So whoever was there was supposed to like bring in the mirror when it was delivered. So I stopped over there at the house mid-afternoon, and my wife's like, was the mirror delivered? And I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't like at the front door or in the driveway. So she's like, oh, I hope the HVAC guys brought it in. So, and it's only like It's 5 minutes and 30 yesterday, and I'm a little quirky. I like to time things. So, there's actually 2 different ways, well, 2, like, direct ways to get from this house to the new house. There's, like, the shortcut, which actually isn't a shortcut. It's more of a, well, it's not actually, it's more of an indirect route. It's a cut through, but you have to cut through neighborhoods. So I'm driving uh east, and then I have to turn left to go north, but I'm going against main traffic. And then it's like winding through neighborhoods. I have to take a right back east for like 2 blocks, and then a left to north for several blocks, and then it winds over and through. The other way, it's just boom, I go east, I go north, I go west into the neighborhood. So it was 5 minutes and 32 seconds. I took the cut through way, the back way. 5 minutes and 32 seconds. I think it's like right. It's only like a 30-second. It's actually only like a 30-second difference. Anyway, take that way. I go, and apparently it was delivered. It was in the garage. I didn't know what it was, so I took a photo, texted my wife, "Is this it?" It says big red thing on the box, fragile. I'm assuming it's glass of some sort. Yes, that's it. She goes, "Do you want to pick up Culver's?" And I'm like, "Is this my wife? Who is this?" My wife doesn't eat fast food. Like, the only fast food she will eat is like Subway or Jimmy John's. And I'm like, "What? You want Culver's?" "I want Culver's." "Yeah. Fatty wants Culver's. Give it to me." So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll run over there." And she's like, "Well, I'm going to order online." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm looking up the menu. Like, okay. And she's like, "Oh, crap. It's not." And this was like 6:20. It's not going to be ready until 7. So that means I have to go back to the house and then leave the house again. And I know that's first world problems. So I'm like, I'll just go. Like, I'll just go to Culver's and wait in the drive-through because it's probably going to be about the same. Line actually wasn't too bad. Usually lines at Culver's is popular. Culver's is usually, especially at 6:30 on a Friday night. I'm like, frick. So we go in, and it basically, I think, here I am looking at time. What else do I have to do? 6:56 is when I was pulling out of Culver's with food in hand. So a horse apiece, right? So I ordered, I got to the window, and it's like, "I want a mushroom and Swiss basket with crinkle cut fries and a strawberry malt." Ooh. So my dad loved Dairy Queen banana milkshakes. And he'd always go, "I want a banana milkshake." It's my dad. He also, he was very entertaining watching eat sweet corn, which is why to this day, I will not eat sweet corn in public. It's like, I'll pass on the corn. You don't want to see me eat sweet corn. So it's strawberry malt. They're like, with the burger, do you want double or single or double? And I'm like, "Oh, I want a double." "Oh, no. No, I don't. I'm having a strawberry malt. I need to save some calories, right? I'm watching my figure. I got to eat healthy tonight. Just make it a single. I'm on a diet." My wife had a chicken sandwich with a Oreo shake. She's a chocolate lover. I think she wanted, like, she didn't care about the food. Like, she doesn't eat fast food. Well, last night she did. But she loves chocolate and sweets. So I think she just wanted Culver's because of the Oreo shake. She didn't care about the chicken sandwich. She's like, "Just give me the Oreo shake." And for me, I want the frickin' burger and fries. I could do without the strawberry malt. But it was very good. And what happens is because normally I don't do Like, I'm not a big sweets guy, but when I do get a sweet, then it's like, "Oh, I just had I'm gonna have another one." I get into this sweet kick, so I need to abstain. I probably won't leave the house today except for go snow blow the driveway. Where are we at in the chat? Low Roller Scratchers in here. What's up? 3B Collection Herman in the house. What is up? He says no time to list soccer cards today. He has to clear snow from the driveway. Yes, I do. I also have other chores. I got some chores to do. I'm gonna ship. And I've been keeping up on shipping. Normally, it's like I have between 100 and 200 items at any time to ship. I got caught up before spring training, and then I had like 260, 270 items to ship when I returned. But I returned with like purpose, where I am going to catch up on shipping and I'm going to keep on top of it. And it's so much easier to keep on top of it than it is to like, I don't need to ship. And then all of a sudden it's 150. So I've been keeping on top. I have about 50 items to ship. A lot of overnight sales, late night sales last night. So about 50 items to ship right now, which I'll be able to hammer out. A lot of them are small volume, a lot of single card transactions, and smaller volume where it's at most a dozen cards in an order. So 50 orders to ship. So I'll get that hammered out this morning, and then I made a bulk deal yesterday. So I sold another truckload, same guy that bought my last truckload. So we made that exchange yesterday. So I now have space in my unfinished area to put like my quarter, like box. Nope, that's over there. Right. Oh, those boxes there that are on the floor. I got to get those moved out of here. I've got a shelf in the bathroom that I need to get moved. So actually the bathroom stuff gets moved into that room first, and then I'll handle this stuff. So that's on my to-do list today. Terry, what's up? Good morning. He is listening while pulling shipments. Good morning, Brian. What's happening? Harlan in the house. Paul is here. What's up? Victor, it's raining in Chicago. I wish it were raining here. The guy that I sold to, Brewers fan, lives over in Milwaukee, and he asked me yesterday, he's like, so are you going to opening day? I've been thinking, and I think I've been thinking about going, but I think I'm going to, I'm doing a lot of thinking here. I think I'm going to pass because I'm going back home to Anawan on Friday afternoon. So it's like opening day's Thursday. And then I'd basically be going I'd stay in Chicago and then drive to Anna. It's like, that's because I'm going to be gone through like Sunday. I don't want to take all that time. And I mean, for really opening day, all I would be doing is sitting at a bar. I wouldn't go to the game. So I can do that at my house. And not day drink, and drink Pepsi or something. Good morning, Bink Scott. What's happening? Dan is here. What's up? Had my yearly health checkup this morning. Excellent. Hope all is well. I've been doing mine on Zoom the last couple of years, because I have white coat syndrome. I hate going to the doctor, and I have high blood pressure. I wonder why. My diet, but I'm on medication so I can continue eating crap, but I shouldn't. So I have super high blood pressure when I go to the doctor because I hate going to the doctor. But I have an at-home monitor, and it's like, I ran into some issues because and it wasn't even my doctor. It was like a stand-in. He was on vacation, and doctors go on vacation all the freaking time. Like my doctor was, Dr. Whatever his name was, he's on vacation. It's like, Jesus. He was on vacation 6 weeks ago. Anyway, so his stand-in was like, oh, you have really high blood pressure. It's like, I always do at the doctor. It's like, I have a home monitor. It's this at home. I check it regularly. And we need to prescribe you more medication. We need to feed you more. I got to get my cut. So, they put me on some shit and, like, I tested my blood pressure one night. It was like 90/65. I'm like, this isn't good. I called my doc. I'm like, hey, you're standing, put me on more meds. And it's like, now I have low blood pressure. It's like, so he was off vacation and I'm like, hey, listen, like I monitor my blood pressure on a regular basis. I take it at different times a day at home. I hate coming here. It's nothing personal. I just hate doctors in general. Not you, don't take it personal. I just hate the white coats, right? So he's like, "Oh yeah. That's totally understandable." He got it. I don't know if the pharmaceutical company was in the pocket of the other doctor, but just leave me alone. Bink says you're at 78,000 sold items on eBay. When did you start your eBay full-time biz? Probably actually not probably. It was October of 2021. So it's been a year and a half of full-time eBay sales. You see a sold soccer card. Yep, I sold a soccer card. Dan says we'll get results next week. Blood pressure was okay. I know I need to lose 22 pounds. Yeah, I could stand to lose a little more than 22 pounds myself. Kyle, good morning. Pounding rain where Harlan's at. Kids lacrosse game has been canceled to protect the fields. Good morning, Dan. What's up? When will you land that coffee endorsement? I don't know. I'm not a good, I don't push it. I don't push my agenda. I should. Coffee company, listen. You can reach 400 people. I have 400 people that watch my videos. Endorse me. Kyle says, Culver's. Culver's is kind of an in-between between fast food and a restaurant. Yeah. I remember the very first time I had Culver's was in Peoria, Illinois. I was doing play-by-play high school basketball. And actually, it might have been, it was probably football because my broadcast partner was the basketball coach. So we played in Peoria. It had to have been Peoria Heights High School, Peoria Heights Patriots. And so after the game, he's like, you want to go to Culver's? And I'm like, I've never been to Culver's. He's like, you've never been to Culver's? And this was like now, like I think everybody in the Midwest has been to a Culver's. But this was probably 20 years ago. I bet it was. I bet it was 2003 or 2004. And Culver's weren't as widely available. Like now, like my hometown was in where I grew up, Anawan. There's now a Culver's, and I think they put up a Culver's like 10 years ago in Geneseo. But for the longest time, there weren't really any Culver's in Illinois, outside of like Peoria and probably the Quad Cities. So we went to Culver's and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the greatest fast food ever. Cooter's in the house. What's up, Cooter? Dan said, I loved your health tip today. TD Sports Cards. What's up? Good morning. Hall of Fame card collector is here. What's up? He has a question. Hall of Fame card collector says, what do you think of Kenny Pickett? I'm not a big football guy, despite wearing a Chicago Bears hoodie today. I don't know. I really don't have an answer. Here's me in prospecting. If the guy's hot, sell now. I don't like sitting on prospect. Like I guess Kenny Pickett, if I came across a Kenny Pickett today, I would sit on it. And then move it cuz this is like really off season for football. But yeah, I'm not one to, for talking baseball, I can answer that, but I'm not good with football. Undrafted player. Who are your all-time favorite Chicago Bears players? Let's see. The Fridge, William Perry. Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon is number 1. The Fridge is number 2. Probably Peyton is number 3. I know that's like obscene for many people. Like Walter Payton is your 3rd favorite Bear of all time. Yeah. of course, I'm fond of the 85. Well, all three of those guys were on that 85 Bears team. Let's see. I'm trying to think of who else. Like, I don't think Dent or Singletary would be on my short list. Galt wouldn't be. Devin Hester. I would probably rank 4. Devin Hester would rank 4. Let's get to a 5th. Who would be my 5th favorite Bear of all time? I'm just going to throw out Rashaan Salam. Rashaan Salam was my number 5. That's just because I don't want to think and bore you with me thinking. So number 1, Jim McMahon, all-time favorite Chicago Bear. Number 2, the Fridge, William Perry. Number 3, Walter Payton. Number 4, Devin Hester. Number 5, Rashaan Salam. I still have my Rashaan Salam, number 31, Chicago Bears jersey from 7th grade. They didn't have my size, which worked out because I can still fit into after that Culver's last night. I don't know if I can fit into it today, but I wore the Rashaan Salam. I actually wore the Rashaan Salam jersey to a Bears-Packers game at Lambeau Field a few years ago. That drew a lot of like, that's a Rashaan Salam jersey. Let's see. Paul says, off-topic question. They're all off-topic today. It's the weekend edition of Hobby Evolution. I'm setting up at my first show, and for my value boxes, I'm wondering what price point the $1.50 free shipping type cards go in. Quarter box all the way. Quarter box for sure. That's basically, so when I after I've had my quarter boxes at multiple card shows, and it's like, okay, and usually I do this twice a year. I'll kind of, okay, these are old. I'm just going to dump these. And I'll go through and some of them, like I had a quarter box. This was a year ago. And I was going through it because I was replenishing and I was just bringing new stock. So these aren't going to be quarter box cards anymore. They're just going to go into common boxes and eBay store. I was going through, there was a Jose Canseco, and it was a Don Russ, but it was like a retail, like a blister pack exclusive, I think. It was in my quarter box, and when I looked it up, I'm like, oh, this is it. It actually, I listed it for $7.50 on eBay, and it's sold. Now, this was a year ago, so things were a little different back then. It might only be a $4 or $5 card today, but generally speaking, all of my quarter cards in the quarter boxes, they go on eBay for $1.50 free shipping and vice versa. And of course, there's going to be, when I slip in some higher end cards, those, if there's some first Bowmans that got overlooked, might be a $2.50 or $5 card. Kyle says, fun fact, a few years ago, I was talking with my accountant and I mentioned Culver's. He then informed me he was a Culver's accountant. Very cool. John says there's a Handles near me. My go-to is peanut butter brownie malt. I think it's 6,700 calories Celsius. Love it. Love it. Cooter, what's up? Good morning. David's in hot Florida. I'm in cold and snowy Wisconsin. Boston Smoke is here. Medium rare cards. What's up? Let's see. Low Roller's talking about Goodwill pallets. Kyle says you keep the NASCAR cards in the bathroom, I assume. Hey, by the way, Kyle, I found the second NASCAR box. I think there's still one more to unearth. And I put them on the floor so I wouldn't lose track of them. So I'm pretty sure there's one other NASCAR box, and I think it's in the closet, which it won't be uncovered until June. Let's see. Paul, what's happening? Good morning. Matt, will you be at the Green Bay show? No. I was thinking about setting up at the Green Bay Card Show on April 15th. I've just got so much going on in the month of April and now the first weekend of May. So I'm going to skip that weekend because I think I'm doing a show. I'm going to be out of town or at a show every single weekend with the exception of that April 15th Green Bay show. So it gets kind of pushed aside. So I'll be back at my mom's house next weekend. The following weekend, I'll be set up at the Rockford Card Show. Then it's the 15th, so I'm going to take that weekend off. The following weekend on Sunday, April 23rd, I'll be set up at the Janesville Card Show. The following weekend, April 29th, is the Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. And then the following weekend, I will be heading to Dallas. Yes, I'm going to be in Dallas, Texas, May 6th and 7th for Collecticon. And I'll be sharing more details about why I'm going here over the next few days or the next week. So I'll be in Dallas for Collecticon May 6th and 7th. Let's see. Basement Card Collector, what's up? Good morning. I haven't been on in forever. No, you haven't. By the way, we started a new Name That Player scoreboard. It's over there, but we started from scratch yesterday. I know you were kind of up there in the standings. I think I threw away the old standings. But we started from scratch. We played yesterday with, what did we play with? Oh, 2012. We went modern with 2012 Topps Series 1. So next Friday will be, opening day is Thursday. So we'll have to do baseball. Maybe we'll kick it back old school, doing 90s or 80s. John says, never been on meds other than surgeries and antibiotics. Life isn't going to get easier for you as you get older. I know. Undrafted player, I hate most of the doctors too. Yeah, I hate the dentist. My dentist, and he's a great dude. He's a Cubs fan. He's from Chicago, but I just don't like dentists. So, and I tell him that every time. How are you doing? Well, I'd rather be anywhere but here. Just about anywhere but here. No offense. I enjoy talking baseball, but you're a dentist. Doctors get on a prescription kick with the newest meds. Red Light 34, what is up? Hit the like button. Thank you. John says, go to a veterinarian, cheaper, and you can still talk while they're taking your temperature. Let's see. John says, Barry Sanders, Brian Westbrook, Brian Dawkins, Jerome Brown. Are those your favorite all-time players? Oh, Blaine, Jay Cutler. I was a big Jay Cutler fan. I don't think he would make my top 5. But he'd make my top 10. Okay, Victor, Jimbo Culver, Jay Cutler, Jim McMahon, Walter Payton. So maybe Jay Cutler would be in my top 5. I love Jay Cutler. So I get in because that number 5, I just threw in Rashaan Salam because I got lazy and I didn't want to think too hard. But Cutler would be on the short list. So there might be a competition for the number 5 spot. And Salam, I mean, my fandom of Rashaan Salam was basically just because of his college career, and he was a Heisman winner and then drafted by the Bears. Although he did have a really good rookie season. I think he rushed for 1,000 yards his rookie year. But that was it. And unfortunately, he had some issues, and he's no longer with us today. Let's see. Rich came for Bo's dietary tips. I might have to eat a salad today. Victor said he was eating salad last night. I might have to eat a salad. Get your affairs in order then, Rich. Basement Card Collector says, I have a question for you in the show. Do you think of the year of championship for that year is the 61 Maris card to get or the 62 Topps with the 61 stats? Oh, that's a great question that I've never even considered, really. This is kind of like, here I go. I'm telling Hall of Fame card collector I'm not a football guy, and here I am going to say the same. I'm not the right person to answer this question because I'm a Cubs, I'm a team collector, so I want all of them, and it doesn't matter to me. So let me try to think of this because Maris and the Yankees do nothing for me as a collector because the only thing I collect is Cubs. So let me think in terms of Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game. I in 99 Topps did a Kerry Wood strikeout, or it might have been even 98 Topps Series 2 or whenever. They did 20K, game, special card of it. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. My first thought, though, and this kind of goes against what I just said about Kerry Wood, in terms of Maris, if I were a Yankees or Maris collector, I'd probably prefer the 61 Topps card as opposed to the 62 card with the stat. Because the stats, it's probably not going to mention. Well, it might mention. I don't know. Does it mention? I guess it does exist. Does it have a mention of it? But I think, final answer, I'd go with the 61 Topps card. Rich says it's 75 in Dallas, 80 tomorrow. No love for Gale, number 40 in the heart for us in Omaha. Sean Gale. He would not, Brian. He would not. Sean would not make my short list of favorite Bears. I'm trying to think of who else from that time period, or, Chris Zorich. And that's just because he was playing when I was like in junior high getting autographs, and he signed for everybody, and he was a nice dude. He was like a super nice guy. Chris Zorich would probably be, I'd rate Cutler ahead of Zorich, but Zorich would make my top 10 probably. Dan says, I'm blown away. One tweet with an empty screw down case had 125,000 views on my Twitter feed. Most viewed tweet ever. Isn't social media fascinating? You can tweet the most, like sometimes I'll tweet something out and it's like, oh, this will be, this is going to be a big tweet, and it gets like no traction. And then you can tweet a picture of like an 89 Topps Jim Abbott card, and it'll blow up. Tweet a Wander Franco rookie and nobody cares. It's nostalgia. And that's what your tweet hit on that nostalgia, those screw down holders. But then like I took a photo of my one bite out of my burger last night, and my wife's like, are you really taking a picture of your hamburger? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to send out a tweet, and it got a lot of traction. Dan says, as a Packers fan, I always liked Mike Brown on the Bears. That man had a nose for the football. He was fun. And now that you speak for a nose for the football, Peanut Tillman is going to make my top 10 all-time favorite Chicago Bears. Peanut Tillman. I'm seeing a trend with my all-time favorite Bears, and they're kind of all surrounding Super Bowl teams. The winning team in 85, 86. The losing team in what year was that? 05, 06? Mike Brown and Peanut Tillman. Devin Hester, of course, running that kick return back for a touchdown to start the Super Bowl. Let's see. I guess Cutler and Salam are in Zorich. And Zorich and Salam were like the what's the terminology I'm looking for? The coming of age years of my fandom, the 90s when I was in junior high. But I really don't remember anyone else from those 90s teams when I was coming to Platteville, Wisconsin, watching Bears training camp. Chris Zorich, Rashawn Salam. Who else was on? I mean, those teams kind of sucked. Gosh, I don't remember who else. Who were the quarterbacks? Was it like Eric Kramer and Rick Meyer? So I was coming up here, probably it was before the Rams went to Macomb. So we're probably like 93, 94. Let's just look 19. Well, no, Rashawn Salam was 96? I think I was in 7th grade. So like 95, 96. I guess it probably would have been 95, 96. So 95. So let's just look at the 1995 Chicago Bears. So it was probably 94, 93 through 95 was probably when I was coming to Platteville. Dave Wannstedt is the head coach. Look at the roster, the Bears roster. Eric Kramer was the quarterback, and I had no connection to him. Salam, Curtis Conway, wide receiver. Raymond Harris. There's just not too many. Jeff Graham, Kevin Butler. Oh, he might make my short list. So just not too many memorable names on that 1995 Chicago Bears team. Let's see. Paul Carl, really helpful. I estimate about 40 raw cards per team bag. So I'm going to do 25-cent boxes with fill a team bag for $5. That's a cool idea. That's a really good idea because I always have people ask, like, do you have a bag? And it's like, oh, no, I just have small boxes. And I've done like 50 shows in the last 2 years. And I always like, oh, yeah, I'm going to pick up brown paper bags. And guess what I forget 50 times in a row? Brown paper bags. What happened to you in the NCAA rankings yesterday? Ooh, good segue. We had some NCAA tournament action last night. I just keep falling in the rankings. Oh, shit, no. I moved up. I'm in 7th place. I was in 18th place last night. So let's see. Daniel Snodgrass is still, my buddy Dan, still in first place. He has Texas winning it all. Daniel has all 4 of his final 4 teams. So he's in first place and still has all 4 of his final 4 teams left. He has Texas winning. He has Texas beating Kansas State in the championship game. Who would have thought Kansas State would still be alive? He also has Creighton and Gonzaga in his final 4. Daniel Snodgrass, first place. We're playing for that hobby box. It's just off screen of 2023 tops. Corey Miller's in second place. Herman still in the top. He's in a tie for third place with Tom Gibson. Unfortunately, the Alabama Crimson Tide lost. So Herman only has 2 of his 4 final 4 teams left. Tom Gibson has, I don't think he has any. Oh, he has 1 final 4 team left. Where's Corey at? Corey has 2 final 4 teams left. Terry Alexander, he's in 5th, all alone in 5th place. Still has 2 final 4 teams remaining. David is in 6th, all alone. I'm in 7th in a 5-way tie with Melanie, Scott, Anthony, and John. Patrick, the card hobbyist, is in a tie for 12th. And let's see, tie for 15th. Ed, Mickey, Jeremy, Craig, Kevin, and Gregory. Let's see. And then tie for 21st. The flipping sports guy, Cody, are in a tie for 21st. Who's in last? My buddy Brian, still in last place. We have to scroll all the way down to 120th place. Oh, no, Tom G is in last place with 28 points, and he has no more points to get. Logical Collectibles is in 119th place, 29 points, no points to get. Brian, my buddy Brian, Offbeat All-Stars, 118th place. He has 30 points, and that's the max. And Justin D is in a tie for 116th place, 31 points, and that's the most points he can get. So we're down to the Elite 8. We're down to the Elite 8, and who remains? Let's get to the app, because I didn't watch any of the game. We were watching Daisy Jones in the 6 last night. I was just kind of basketballed out. So round of 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so we've got Texas versus Miami. That's a 2 versus 5. Then we've got a 3-4 matchup, Gonzaga versus UConn. Then we've got San Diego State versus Creighton and Kansas State versus Florida Atlantic. So that's your Elite 8. So Daniel Snodgrass looking good. Let's see. Low Roller says NASCAR. Talking Tatis says, where are we at? Talking Tatis says, Giant show in Portland today. Can't go as we woke up to heavy snow. Can't get over the Cascade Mountains. That sucks. Heavy snow here. There's a lot of big shows going on this weekend. I think there's a big show in Southern California this weekend. There's a big show in Arizona. The big Phoenix State, the Arizona State show is this weekend. Iowa, Des Moines, big show going on. So a lot of big shows going on this weekend. And apparently in Portland. Basement Card Collector, I'm sending out some TTMs to some coaches, and Tom Kelly is the question at hand. Twins won in 91, and I was wondering which card to send, the 91 tops or the 92 that shows the year they won. I would say 91 because it was the year they won, but that I think it all comes down to personal preference. For me, my opinion would be the 91 tops. Let's see. Herman says it just dawned on me that I have managed to not open any Series 1 this year. I didn't buy any retail because I bought 2 hobby boxes and a jumbo box. And then the hobby box goes to the winner. So Technically, I bought 4 boxes, but I ripped 3. Let's see. Low Roller talking about Jordan Love. Big Harv, what's happening? Happy weekend to you. Red Light 34 got the rose cards. Thank you. Kyle says that's awesome on the NASCAR cards. Second box find. If you were going through Freeport on the way to Anawan, I could meet you and get them out of your way. We could make that happen. Yes, I can definitely drive through Freeport. In fact, maybe we meet at the card shop. How about that? If you have an afternoon free, we could meet at Jennings in downtown Freeport. Maybe do a little diving through some bargain boxes if you have time. Rich Klein says 61 for Maris, but 62 is tougher in nice condition with the borders and the number 1 card. That's 62 because Lou Brock's rookie was in 62 tops with him in a Cubs uniform, of course. And that is just notorious to find decently centered. Like mine's in terrible shape. Mine's a 1 just because the centering is so bad. Let's see. Rich says the big difference in Kerry Wood and Maris is Wood's 97 rookie is a Cub, but Maris rookie is an Indian. Yes, that is correct. John says the year it happened holds the most weight. Yaz 67 is an example of that. Basement Card Collector says team set builder 86 Mets. Would you want the 86 tops or the 87 tops with the season shown on the back? I'm a Cubs guy too, and also collect every team set. Real world problems here. So so this kind of matches up. I would rather have the 2016 Topps Cubs set than the 2017. So that for me would be easy. Like if you're a Mets fan, I'd say 86 Topps as opposed to 87. Let's see. John says Yaz is all over the 68 set due to leading the league in everything in postseason highlights. His 67 carries the most weight. Rich says the really cool 1962 Maris card is the one showing him hitting number 61 in the action subset. Very cool. George, what's up? Good evening to you. Brian says Gale Sayers, number 40. If I were alive when Gale Sayers played, he'd probably be in my top 5. Easy. Dick Butkus would be in my top 5 if I were alive when he played. Let's see. Rich says, John, also the 67 team is legendary. The impossible dream team. The 68 team is meh. Hall of Fame Card Collector says, did we create the Fantasy Baseball League? I'm not sure who has taken the reins on that. If there is interest, I'm not going to play, but if anybody else does. I'm thinking about, I don't know where everybody is in terms of social media, but if you wanted to do something like that, I'm like, let's do just so we, instead of sharing like email addresses in the chat or in the comments, if we had like a Hobby Evolution Facebook page, and I'm not sure who all uses Facebook, I think would be the easiest platform to do something like that as opposed to Twitter or Instagram or I guess Discord, but I'm not too familiar. I have 2 Discords. Paul in here, we have a Discord, and then I'm in my fantasy baseball league. We set up a Discord because there were so many guys in my fantasy baseball league. We had a text string, and it would blow up all day because half the league, like we just talked fantasy baseball, the other half worked for a living. Lee Elia, 1983. So some of the guys that had to work, they're like, God, I get off work and I've got 75 text messages from this. Can we like stop texting? It's like, okay, we can't stop communicating. Take it to Discord. So now we're in Discord. Cooter says you will have to hit a Buc-ee's when you're in Texas to experience a real man's convenience store. Oh, okay. Challenge accepted. David says not Rex Grossman. I was a Rex Grossman fan. I mean, he's not going to make my top 10 all-time Bears. Curtis Conway, I would put into consideration because he was, a member of those 90s teams in my coming of age years. Neil Anderson might be a short. Kevin Butler, Neil Anderson would be on the short list probably. To Basement Card Collector, thanking John. I have a ton of team sets, and I'm just thinking which year is the year. Kyle said, I liked Lance Briggs and Peanut Tillman. The Bears' late 2000s defense made being a fan fun. Yeah, those mid to late 2000s teams. Whew. Brown, Tillman, Briggs, Urlacher. Rich says, I'm shocked that Bo is coming in for what is not really a sports card show, but coming in for a Pokemon show. Well, there's a reason. Normally, I wouldn't come in for the show, but there's a reason that I can share details in the near future. Let's see. To Basement Card Collector, it's just a question that I have been thinking as I am pulling team sets from boxes. Brian says, best Bears jerseys, 40, 26, 51, 2, 95, 9, 34. Herman says, my West Division picks are the only thing keeping me in it. Tracy, good morning. Rich says, you should send the lowest ranking person a pack of your choice as his prize for finishing last. 91 Fleer goes to the last place, which I think is already set. Who was it? Who was it? Somebody was in last. I can't remember. Low Roller says, my ranking continues to go up in March Madness. He won't be in last place. Randy's in the house. You ought to give a special prize to Mr. Irrelevant, whoever finishes in last place in the bracket tournament, which is already set. When I was going through the standings, we already have whoever scored 28 points. I can't remember who it was. Von Hades, what's up? Good morning. eBay usually suggests 12% for promoting a baseball card listing. What are your thoughts on promoting card listings? Love it. There's a huge pay to play is the big term everyone uses for eBay. Couldn't agree more. 12% is kind of steep. I keep mine between 5 and 10%, and it does its trick. Obviously, the higher percent, the more looks you're going to get. The more looks lead to more sales lead to more money. So, but more fees as well. 12% is a little high, but some of mine are 10%. So, 12% is not too far off. I would highly recommend promoting your listings. Highly, highly recommend. I did some stats and I shared when I went to Cubs convention in January, I just basically stopped promoting my listings and it just stopped my sales essentially. And then when I turned it back on, I looked at the same 3-day period, like a Friday through Sunday, and just night and day. Low Roller says, go to Buc-ee's, largest gas station and cleanest bathroom in the world. Baseball Card Illustrated. Good morning, Bronco. Just tuning in. What was the Topps Fanatics idea? So, hey, great segue. We'll get to the topic. It's a genius idea. So Topps has unveiled Topps/Fanatics, I guess. And what's really weird is we haven't seen, it was about a month before we got any information on Topps Series 1. We still don't have any information, any pre-release info, sell sheets, release dates for Topps Heritage, which is typically out by now. But we do have something for Bowman. And if you go to the Topps website, they even have some pictures. They've got a picture of a Riley Green rookie card. In Ellie De La Cruz, the Ellie Show. That's pretty cool. Prospect. That's an awesome looking insert. So there's a pre-order coming soon on the Topps website. So this just goes to show you how they're squeezing out the middleman blowout and the like. So there's a Bowman pre-order. There's a clock. There's a countdown. So the Bowman pre-order is Monday, 2 days, 2 hours, 6 minutes. Until pre-order opens on Topps.com. So this is kind of akin to Panini, I guess. Panini in kind of a way. So coming soon, 2023. And here's the link. I'm going to drop it in the chat. The pre-order window with the clock beginning Monday, March 27th, 2023. Bowman Baseball will be available for pre-order purchase in hobby, jumbo, or value box configurations while supplies last. The number one thing I think this is a great idea is it seems like there's just not enough like this is actually like it's making it an event, and Bowman's a big release for the year. And this actually, like, otherwise it's just like, oh, we're going to drop it on Wednesday. And at some point in time, Topps typically what they've done is, okay, the official release date, say it's March 27th. And at some point during the day, you don't know when it's going to drop. This at least gives us a time we can mark and boom, we can try to get in. So they're going to have pre-orders for hobby boxes, value boxes, which is basically a blaster, and a jumbo hobby box. So no prices are listed, but expect them to be expensive. It wouldn't surprise me if hobby boxes are between $350 and $400. And I would expect value boxes, blaster boxes, to be 35, which is what they were a year ago. And I can tell you that factory prices. Let's see if I. Oh crap! I'm not logged in. But that's about what factory prices are. There wasn't much. They Tops raised their factory prices to their distributors, so and I don't expect that to go down. Let's see. Low Roller thinks it's a horrible idea. I think it's a great idea. Victor says, quick question. Last month, I ran a few promotional listings, but didn't really get a spike in sales. Can you speak a bit on do's and don'ts of setting up promotions in eBay store, if any? So, man, I don't really have a good answer for that because I just set mine. It varies between 5 and 10%, and it's kind of like at eBay's discretion. Like, hey, we're going to push this higher than this, and I think it's based on like stale inventory. So the more stale the inventory, the higher percent promoted listings to move it. If you don't see a spike in sales, it might be your pricing. Check your pricing if you don't see, that's the big, when it comes to, if you go into your eBay summary, your sales conversion rate, which is based on page views, it's not your actual sell-through rate. So if you see a low sales conversion rate, it might be your prices are too high. And so people are interested in your listings because they're viewing your listings, but they're not buying. So that could be just the price isn't set right. And my sales conversion rate's a little lower right now. I'll see a spike when I run big sales. So right now it's at 7.5%, but it typically runs around 9. I would say my average is 9%. Your sales conversion is at 1.0. Ooh, that's really low. So yeah, I would go in, adjust the pricing, because what that means is people are 4.9. So 4.9 is still pretty low. I would go check your pricing because it's likely a pricing because people are viewing, but they're not buying. So there's a reason they're not buying. They're seeing your listings, they're viewing your listings, but they're not buying your listings. So it could be something to do with the listing itself, the price, etc. James, what's up? Why pre-order when shelves will be full? Well, that's the thing. I don't know around here. It gets murdered. Bowman gets murdered at retail because it's such a better price than buying hobby. So I'm not taking my chances. In hobby boxes, it's likely not going to sell out. But with Bowman, last year, and here's why pre-order is key. I'd be leery pre-ordering from Tops because their shipping is slow. If you pre-order from Blowout, you get it on release day and you get a way leg up. So last year, Bowman, Khalil Watson, first Bowman Chrome, I got my boxes on release day, $22 for a base Chrome Khalil Watson. Now that's a $2 card. And it was a $2 card like a few months later, or a couple months later, and it just kept declining. That's just one example. Many examples just like that. Look at first Bowman Chrome prices at release. I mean, average guys are selling for $10, and those are $2-3 cards a month later. So that's why pre-ordering is key if you can get it on release day, because those prices start up here and then continue to drop as the weeks and months go by. Herman says, with the small margins of your listing, how much does promotion fee affect your profit margins? 5%, 5 to 10%, just based on the setting that the promotions are set to. So it's 5 to 10%, but it might be a little less than that because otherwise it wouldn't sell at all. So it's kind of like, say you have $1,000 in sales. If I promote my listings, say 10% is I would rather have $900 than 400, if they weren't promoted. So it's a numbers game. And I wish I had those numbers that I shared. And it's a huge disparity over promoted and non-promoted. My desk is a mess, but I have those numbers and it's crazy. And I would rather spend 10% to make, whatever that percent was over my sale price. Let's see. Victor says, what's a healthy percentage for sales conversion rate? I think 6 to 8% is probably average. I don't know if anyone else is in their eBay store. What's your sales conversion rate? Mine right now is 7.5%, and it's typically between 8 and 10%. 10%. I think it reached 11% at one point in recently, but a lot of that had to do with big 50% sales, where I ran like 50% off sales within like a 6-week period. So that is, my conversion's gonna, because my price. But right now I'm at 7.5%, and typically I run 8 to 10%. This is the lowest sales conversion rate I've had in some time. But a big part of that is because I was gone for a week at spring training, and that kind of hurt. I had my out of office, and that like kind of suppresses your views, not just in the time you're gone, but coming off of it. So Paul's at 5.6%. Let's see. Dustin says, started my eBay store because of you, worked on staying consistent and list 10 cards per day. Have seen some positive results, but what are some ways to sell some inventory that is sitting? Price is key. Try promoting. If you're not promoting, I would definitely recommend promoting those listings. If not, or if you are and you're still not moving, I would say drop the price. Run some sales. If you have a store, you do have a store, you just said it in your first sentence, run some coupons. That's another big one, which I don't think I'm going to do a 50% off sale in the near future, but I think I will send out a coupon because that brings traction back to your eBay store. You can go into the marketing tab. So go to your seller hub, go to marketing, and then I think it's promotions. Let's see. Is this where create a promotion? Yeah. And then over on the right-hand side, create a promotion. You can send out a coupon, and you can send this out to people who bought, whenever. And it might just be, take whatever. So you can send a coupon. You can send emails out. Let's see. Volume pricing, which is what I'm currently running on my 25% off sale. So yeah, do a coupon and, make the juice worth the squeeze. Is that the term? 10% is not going to really move the needle. 25% will. If it's really stale inventory and you just want to move it, do a 50% off 5 or more, 50% off 10 or more. And that should really see your sales grow. And do it for just maybe a 48-hour period. That's typically when I run my 50% off sales. I run it for 48 to 72 hours. I think I ran one for like 4 or 5 days. By the end, it's like, okay, this is a bit much. I think strike while the iron, because most of your sales are going to come within the first 24 hours. So I think a 48 hour is a good window to use a big sale like that. Terry's at 5.1% on sales conversion, and he's usually between 5 and 7%. So it looks like, Victor, you're kind of right in the average from, our small sample size here. At 4.9%, we've got 5.6, 5.1. I'm at 7.5. So yeah. But I highly recommend the promotions. And I think many people steer clear of promotions because it's another fee. It's like, well, I'm already paying eBay 12.35%, and they're taking 30 cents on each transaction. And then I've got to ship. And so you're not seeing the forest through the trees, or whatever that saying is. But it takes a cut, takes 5 to 10%, or whatever you're promoting at. But you're also getting a lot more. And, it's all volume. For me, it's all volume based. And so my key is sell, sell, sell. as many cards as I can, and not worry about those fees because it's going to keep going up on the sales. So that's what I had for today. I need to go shovel and snow blow. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I will be live tomorrow. I'm just going to hunker down, ship, and move some card boxes around today. That's the plan. Maybe leave the house. I guess I should go to the post office, but I will be live tomorrow morning, probably same time-ish, same-ish time, 8, 9 a.m. Central Time. So tune in tomorrow. And then I'll be live each day next week. And then I'll be off on the weekend, but we'll try to do something with Mom when I go home. And we'll get her some Michelob Ultras, and we'll have a little fireside chat with Mom. Fireside chat with Michelob Ultra. I'll be drinking some Bud Lights, and we'll get on and have some Q&A with Mom. So that's next weekend. Have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.